Okay, we are continuing our football club history series. We're staying on Merseyside, so we did our last video on Liverpool. We've already done Everton, so that only leaves one Football League club left, and that is Tranmere Rovers. Now, Tranmere are older than Liverpool, younger than Everton. They're founded in 1884 as Belmont Football Club. Now, they changed their name to Tranmere Rovers in 1885. They moved to Prenton Park, their current stadium, in 1912. Currently, it's an all-seater stadium. It seats 16,567 at full capacity. Now, the interesting thing with Tranmere Rovers, much like a lot of clubs that we've done club histories on, is they joined the Football League in the 1920s. There's a massive expansion of the Football League in 1920 and 1921 onwards, and Tranmere is one of those clubs that is admitted to the Football League at that time. They were playing in the Lancashire Combination before then. So they joined the Football League in 1921. They've only spent 3 seasons outside the Football League since that joining date, between 2015-2016 season and the 2017-2018 season. We covered their promotion via the playoffs on the channel, did a video when they got promoted back after 3 seasons out. Very popular video on the channel. So they only spent 3 seasons outside the Football League since admittance. They were actually a very decent side in the 90s. They made several promotion pushes to try and get to the Premiership, predominantly under John Aldridge, who was a former player at the club. He was a very successful manager at the club. He guided them all the way to the League Cup final in 2000 against Leicester City. One of the best cup runs, I think, in recent memory, in my opinion. And John Aldridge comes up later in this video as well for goals in a season, because he shares a joint record that I think may get broken at some point, but it stood the test of time for 30 years. So we'll see that. But the thing is, they meandered through the lower divisions for a long time, and then the late 80s, early 90s comes along, and ownership pumps a lot of money into the team. They're trying to make promotion pushes to the top flight. They get fourth one season. So in the playoffs, but not quite automatic places to, get into the top flight in the old Division 1, now known as the Championship. But in this period, yes, they do make a League Cup final, very famously in the 99-2000 seasons against Leicester City. But they've also had a decent bit of success in the Football League Trophy, that lower competition for those slightly lower league clubs. They win it in the 89-90 season, and they were runners-up in the 1990-91 season. And this kick-starts the investment in the club to try and make the Premier League. John Aldridge becomes manager after his playing days. He's the second most successful manager in the club's history for win percentage, games managed, etc. They've had a lot of managers, by the way. They have gone through a lot of managers. John Aldridge, second longest serving manager at the club, second highest win percentage, did a very, very good job with what he had. They were also runners-up in the 2020-2021 season. So they've actually managed to win a trophy, not a major trophy, but they've won the Football League trophy once and come close twice, also coming close in the League Cup very famously. What is more interesting is the records, and they have one particular record that I think will stand for quite some time league-wide, not just in England, but across the British Isles, for most consecutive league appearances in a row by a player. But let's have a look at some of the records. So Ian Muir has the goals record at 180. Tranmere fans, I couldn't find the dates he played for the club, but Tranmere fans, please post in the comments the seasons he played for the club. Goals in a season, there's 2 players, including John Aldridge, who hold this record at 40. First done by Bunny Bell. What a name. That is an epic name. And the 1934-35 season, he scored 40 goals. Notice this a lot with top goal scorers in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s. Less so in more modern times. But John Aldridge did it in the 91-92 season, so just over 30 years ago. He also decided to pop up with 40 goals, and that record has stood for 30 years. Could it get broken? It may get broken at some point if a player can hit a run of form, but with squad rotation these days and fixture congestion, looks highly unlikely that will be broken anytime soon, unless they find a superstar from somewhere in the lower leagues who can bang them in League Two this coming season. Appearances. Ray Mathias has the overall appearance record with 637. I don't think that record gets broken again with the modern era, with players having less club loyalty, transfers, squad rotation, fixture congestion. I don't think that appearance record gets broken unless they sign a goalkeeper who's very dominant in his position and they doesn't get pinched by a bigger club, unless they actually go up the divisions themselves, which is possible because they've been close to the Premier League before, just didn't quite do it in the 90s, but I don't think that appearance record gets broken for a while. But this is the fun record that I like about Tranmere. Harold Bell, the most consecutive league appearances for a British team at 401 matches between 1946 and 1955. So in a 9-year period, he played 401 consecutive league games. Again, that record for most consecutive league appearances in any of the British leagues, I think, stands. With the way that the game is played now, with squad rotation, resting players, more contact injuries, more little niggles, fixture congestion, I don't think a player will get anywhere close to that many consecutive games ever again, in my opinion. It may get broken. There could be a goalkeeper who really is that good that they can't afford to drop him, but with the way that club loyalty is not what it once was, players are less loyal to clubs now. They don't spend their entire career at one club. Only a handful of players now in the modern era do that. I can't see that record being broken anytime soon. It's stood since 1955. We're in 2022. I can't see that getting broken somehow. The rivals is very interesting because of their geographical location. You think Everton and Liverpool will be quite high up on the list, but they rarely meet in the league and cup competitions, so there's rare matches against each other. Obviously, historically, they played Chester, Wrexham, and Southport more often. Of course, Wrexham came close to getting back in the Football League. That would be fantastic if they would. Chester have gone bust, and Southport have not been in the Football League for quite some time. Bolton is another big rival because they've played each other more regularly throughout their history, although Bolton have been in generally higher divisions in more recent times. Oldham Athletic, they've obviously gone out the Football League now, but they played quite regularly. Everton Liverpool do get voted as fan rivalry when they do play. And Crewe Alexandra. There you go. There's a club that we haven't done a video on yet. Crewe Alexandra. Considered one of Tranmere's biggest rivals. So there we go. There's a brief history of Tranmere Rovers FC. Obviously, most famous for that League Cup run in the 99-2000 season. And John Aldridge being their manager and one of their best players they've ever had. Former Republic of Ireland international, very famously had that blow up at USA 94 on the touchline with Jackie Charlton as the manager. Very, very famously over that substitution. Was he allowed on? Was he being taken off? That kind of thing. So there we go. There's a brief history of Tranmere Rovers. Obviously, 2018 they came back to the Football League. It's good to see them back in the Football League. And I used to actually play Tranmere a lot on the old FIFA games. I used to select Tranmere Rovers on the old FIFA 2004 and try and get them to the Premier League, win Champions League and win all the silverware with Tranmere Rovers. I did manage to do that, I think, one year. I just played with Tranmere Rovers on the old FIFA and made them like a dominant force. I signed all the best players and made Tranmere a dominant force in the Premier League and on the European Champions League and what is now the Europa League kind of concept, winning all the trophies you could think of on hard difficulty because that was kind of fun. So there we go. I've always had a soft spot for Tranmere. It's great to see them back in the Football League. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts in the comment section below. I would like to know when Ian Muir and Ray Mathias obviously played their games at the club. Couldn't find that information in the brief time I was researching for this video. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more content for you very, very soon.